Okay, welcome everyone, and we are now learning the Mishna Yomis after a really long and interesting two daf. We are sponsored by the Fisher family, Lina Nishmas, Basi Bas Rabbi Shlomo ben Avraham Alevi, Pel Bas Ruvain, and we are sponsored Lina Nishmas David ben Chaim, for Shlemer for Eliyahu Moshe ben Chayesara, and for the schus of Avram Yom Benish ben Malkiudis and family, by Yod Klugman and family for the Parnasa Gzunt and Nachas, and for Shlemer for Meir ben Chayesara. So the Mishnah tells us, let's say, Hanoisin Sem. We are in the 9th parak, Mishnah Dalan and Hay. 9th parak, Mishnah Dalan and Hay. Now let's say, Hanoisin Semer Latzaba. Let's say Bruce gives Dr. Black wool to dye for him. Viktichatu Yora. And Dr. Black burnt the wool in the dyer's vat. So, nice and like the mate Simrai. He has to pay him for his wool. He damaged his wool. He has to pay him for his wool. Let's say, however, Tzvoi Cha'ur. Cha'ur is like Chaf Ayin Vav Reish. And he dyed it ugly. In other words, he used inferior the sediment of the dye, and it came out faint. But the bottom line is that Bruce is getting back wool that is dyed. It just wasn't dyed properly. So Ima Shavach Yasra Yitzia, if the improvement is more than the expenses, he only has to give Dr. Black the expenses. Nice and Le'asa Yitzia. After all, Dr. Black did a poor job. Vima Yitzia Yisera ala Shvach, if the expenses is more than the improvement, then Nice and Le'asa Shvach. He only has to reimburse him for the improvement. Litzvaya Loi Adam. Let's say he gave to Dr. Black the wool to dye red. Utzvaya Shachar. Dr. Black dyed it black. Or Shachar, he told him to dye it black. Utzvaya Adam. And he dyed it red. So Rameya says, look, Dr. Black was kind of the wool b'shinoi, and therefore he only has to give Bruce the money of the wool. Rameya, I'm a nice lady, mate Samrai. Rabbi Yehuda says, no, since Dr. Black was Mishna, he deviated from the instructions, Yoday ala tachtoina, he gets the lower hand. So im hashvach yoser ala yitzia, if the improvement was more than the expenses, then Bruce only has to give him the expenses. If the expenses was more than the improvement, he only has to reimburse him for the improvement. Now, the pasuk tells us that if let's say Shelley stole something from Nachman, and then Shelley swears that he didn't, and then he admits that he did. The halacha is he has to bring an oshim, a special guilt offering. He has to pay what he stole to Nachman and add a fifth. Now the Torah says a special gzeres hakosov that when, let's say Shelley stole a pruta, he has to pay a pruta and a fifth, and he has to return it to Nachman even if Nachman is in Timbuktu. Because the pasuk says, "Asher lo hu yitnena," he has to give it to him. So, if Shelley steals from Nachman a shavapruta, v'nishpalai, and then he swore that he didn't steal it, and then he admitted, yoilichenu achrav afilu l'madai, he has to follow Nachman even to Madai in order to return the pruta. No yiten loylabnai, he can't give it to Nachman's son. V'loyla shlucha, he can't give it to his agent. However, so then if Nachman is in Australia, for a pruta, Shelley is not going to go to Australia, and then he won't be able to do tshuva. So, miknei takanas hashavim, aval noisin l'shliach bezdin. We allow him to return the pruta and the fifth to an agent of the court, and that will be enough. Now, not Nachman, but let's say Shelley stole it from Chatzkel, and Chatzkel died. The mace, if Chatzkel died, then Yazel Yoshev, he has to return it to the heirs of Chatzkel, even if he has to go to Madai to return it to the ears. We'll stop over here, Rabbi Isai, and wish everybody a very wonderful Vach.